This vlog contains a lot of spoilers. If you haven't seen Harry Potter Part 7 2, go away. Hey, I literally have not made a vlog in a long time, and I'm really sorry. I just haven't. I'd love to have an excuse, like I've been really busy, but I don't. I don't have an excuse, I just haven't been motivated enough. But I do want to talk about Harry Potter today because I saw it when it came out. Like, I went to the midnight premiere, and it was really good. So I just want to talk about it real quick. Just a few points. One, they did they did so good. Really. Normally, when it's not letter perfect to the book, it pisses me off and I critique everything. But this time, like, what they changed really worked, and they made it make sense in the time constraints that they have, because they can't make a 4-hour movie, so they made a 2-hour movie. But the things that I think they really, really did well were everything with Snape. Snape broke my heart in this particular movie, because he played Alan Rickman played so many characters, so many versions of the Snape. He did the classic slow talking, ominous Snape that we all know and love. But he also played a really vulnerable Snape when he was dying, when he said, "You have your mother's eyes." Oh my gosh, it was amazing. He played, then there was the whole thing in the pensive. We got to see so many sides of him, and it was really, really well done. And I think if he doesn't win some kind of award for that, I will write a strongly worded letter to the Oscars, because he deserves an Oscar. It was amazing. One thing they added that I thought was fantastic was Neville and Luna, because I always wanted that to happen, but it never did in the books, but it happened in the movie. Matthew Lewis. God, gotta love him. There are only two things that bothered me. One has bothered me since book 6, and that's Ginny and Harry. Ginny and Harry do not have a relationship in the movies. They have shared 3 kisses, and they have been all awkward. As awkward as a kiss can be. They had the awkward kiss in the room of requirements that was a secret and nobody knew, and then at the end they knew they were together and it was weird. And then they had a really awkward kiss in the burrow in the 7th movie that George was watching, and that was creepy, even though that was my favorite scene ever. God, Fred and George, love forever. Anyway, yeah, so there was that, and that was weird. And then they had a really awkward kiss in this movie, and then they ran off in different directions, and then they're married, and it doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I have a problem with their relationship, because in the books it's really nice, and they have this firm relationship, and it's really touching, and then it dies in the movies. Not the books. The books are perfect. And then the other thing I wanted was a death scene where we could really, like, mourn over the loss of Fred and Lupin and Tonks, and I didn't get to. I felt like they skipped over that way too much, and I didn't get to see them. Oh, Hermione and Ron. Perfect. Done perfectly. With the kiss, and then they laughed, and they did such a good job with Hermione and Ron. I was ultimately very, very impressed. One last thing, Voldemort. Not scary in this film. He was really derpy the entire time. He was not very ominous. He's supposed to be scary, and I laughed through the entire thing. I've seen it 3 times already. When I saw it with the midnight crowd, everyone laughed at Voldemort when I saw it. And then the rest of the times I've seen it, I was the only one who laughed. Speaking of the other times I saw it, I saw it in 3D. Dude. Yeah, 3D. These should not be required to watch Harry Potter. They don't stay on. 3D sucks.